Okay, so what's up, babes? It's Curly Victoria back with yet another video. I'm not gonna hold you all. My camera has been acting up. Okay, I'm supposed to be updating my computer and it's not updating. So the camera's gonna be a little bit crooked, y'all, because the piece that I have on here for my tripod is not the actual piece that I need, but I'm trying to just improvise and just go from there. So I have tried to remake this video quite a few times in the last like I don't know how many minutes. Okay, anyhow, let's jump right into this video. So I'm going to be actually working on some business branding, strategizing, and things like that. So if you follow my channel, my voice is a little gone. I was around smoke the other day, and whenever I get around too much like smoke, like it does too much to my throat, I can't be around like a mixture of so much smoke at once. And unfortunately sometimes that's what happens, being, you know, like I like to shoot pool and stuff like that, and there's times where people could be smoking and it could just, maybe not at the pool tables but surrounding areas, and your girl be sick. Not sick, but my voice leaves. Anyway, I'm gonna get in this video and talk about what I'm doing to scale my business as a broker, a real estate broker. So if you're new to my channel, I talk about beauty, fashion, business, lifestyle, entrepreneurship, real estate, travels, vlogs, hauls, weight loss, everything. It's like a one-stop shop on my channel. You'll get humor, you'll get serious me, you'll get literally like so many different parts of my life. It's like I look at this as just being able to share snippets of my life in kind of like a virtual diary in a sense. So I have, if you've been keeping up with me, then you know that I've been talking about business. I've been talking about the things that I'm doing, how I'm leveraging things like that to get to where I want to get. And that's not just to, and I mentioned this in quite a few videos, that I don't say these things or accomplish these things so that I can like make other people feel less than themselves or feel better, make myself feel better than them. But this is to show you that an everyday person like myself is able to do these type of things, and that's something that you're able to do as well. We don't have to be in the same industry. We don't have to have the same blow up, boss up, because no one's ever going to have the exact carbon copy of an original copy, right? So you're not going to be able to go duplicate. I don't care how good a replica is, it's not the original. So it doesn't even matter if a replica looks like a bag, or it looks like a person, or it looks like a whatever you want to do a replica of. It will never be the original, and that's the way you have to look at you. So I can tell you things that I'm doing to boss up and become the better version of myself, but that does not mean that you're going to boss up and be a better me, because there's only one of me, and like, and vice versa. We could be in the same industry, we could be doing the same thing, and your blessings and my blessings are going to be totally different blessings. You will not be blessed with the same opportunities I will be blessed with, and vice versa. So you have to be able to look at women like myself who are able to sit here and tell you, hey, I'm not perfect. I might look like I have it together, but I don't think none of us ever really have it together. We're always evolving. Even when we reach the heights that we say we want to reach and we want to become successful, then there's always new heights. So we never truly arrive. We just continue to keep evolving. And I just want you to be able to see that the evolution of you is beautiful. You have to be able to look at yourself as your future, and you have to be able to look at yourself as your highest and your best self, and then put yourself there, you know what I mean, and be that. You can't think, oh, well, I'm gonna be this person when I get to this, da 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 da. That person starts now. So if you're not a millionaire, you're not a billionaire, you don't make over 6 figures, you don't, if that's not what it is, that does not mean that you don't have to have already adopted the spirit of who you will be during those times. Was it Rich Homie Quan said, money doesn't change people, money reveals people. So in the end of the day, it's like, you don't have to think, oh, when I hit this caliber on my numbers, I'm gonna suddenly be this type of person. No, that starts from when you're broke. How do you respond when you're broke? How do you respond when everything you have gets taken away from you? How do you respond when the going gets rough? How do you respond when you can't cover all your bills? How do you respond in those type of situations? Now, granted, you could be as an entrepreneur, it's up and down, baby. One day you can have a sale, the next day you can have nothing. You can go months without nothing. So in the end of the day, it depends on the industry you're in and what you have going on. But you have to be able to be like, look, bro, I am gonna boss up no matter what level, no matter what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be the better version of myself no matter what that looks like. So if I feel like, oh, I could barely cover my bills and I only have $100 left after I cover my bills, you're not broke at that moment, baby. You're being responsible. Not every single person every day is going to be a entrepreneur, and not everybody each day will sit here and be able to, like, the world's not set up for you to literally have one stream of income unless it's a really good income, and unless you're living way below your means. A lot of times in the world, with the inflation and the rising economy of everything that we have going on, eventually you're going to need to either be an entrepreneur or have at least 1 or 2 side hustles per se if you're working a 9 to 5, or you're going to need to get that OT, or you're going to, you know what I mean? So essentially you want to set yourself up to be the best version of yourself, but it's how you prioritize with little that's going to tell how you prioritize with much. If you know that you make a certain amount of money in a month, but you decide to go blow that on designer clothes, but you don't go pay your mortgage or your rent, and you don't pay this or that, like, you know, your lights are out, but you're constantly walking around buying new things, like that, you got to prioritize. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that you don't treat yourself. No matter what position you're in, always treat yourself, okay? Because you're not working just to, you know, you're not working just to die. You're working to live, right? So in the end of the day, you have to treat yourself no matter what your price point is. Self-care. I don't care if that means going to go get you a $10 meal to go sit down. I don't care if that looks like going to go get your nails done. I don't care if that means going to go get a massage, or going to go have that coffee for the week that you normally don't buy because it's just out of the budget. Treat yourself, okay? Treat yourself, because how you treat yourself is going to determine how you treat other people. It's going to determine how you treat your job. It's going to determine what you, if you feel so like, dang, I never get to do anything for me, but I'm working this hard for this, then it can internalize into that be the way that you are when you work. You know what I mean? But if you're constantly giving yourself self-care, you're not gonna let nobody play you like no goofy. That's why it's like in any position that I've ever worked, if I got bored, I quit. If somebody mistreated me, I can quit. I used to be, look, I was savage in these jobs, okay? I knew that I was an asset everywhere I went. I knew that I was going to bring value to the company. I knew that I would pay for my position and more, right? So if I felt like I was being treated like a goofy, mistreated, like, you know, or literally somebody, and I'm not talking about like oh, somebody said they didn't like me. Okay, newsflash, everybody won't like everybody. I'm talking about a legitimate, like, I can't get a position increase because this person is being biased because they're dating somebody in the company, so they're skipping that person above everybody. I'm not talking about on that caliber. I mean, on the caliber of somebody didn't like me. I'm talking about on that caliber of I can't get ahead because somebody's trying to stop my growth for whatever hating reasons that they had within a company. I used to be quitting the job in the same breath I just told you I quit. I'm on the phone like, yeah, I can come into phone up to my ear as I'm quitting. Hey, yeah, by the way, I've already put the 2 weeks in. But or like if it was a job that I would like to practice 2 weeks notice, but if it was absolutely like, especially like contracting jobs where it was like, you know, oh, you got to work so many days before you get your employment, I would be quitting if I needed to, because it's like, I'm not an employee. So if it's on a contract basis until I become one, then I'm quitting before I become one. And I'm out. Just like y'all contracting me, I'm contracting y'all. I can be out when I want to be out, like y'all can put me out when y'all need. So I would be on the phone like, hey, yeah, there's like, when's the last job that you worked? And I'm like, oh, today is my last day, but I can actually come into the interview at 3:30 today. I'll be out of here by noon. Yeah, I'll be on the way. Thank you. Call back. Hi, yes, is this girl Lisa? This is she. Hey, when can you start? Tomorrow. Okay, we'll go ahead and get started for orientation tomorrow. That's how I was. Why? Because I bet on myself, because I know that I'm an asset anywhere I go, and that's just like what I bring to the table. I know what I can bring. So that brings me to the next topic that I want to talk about in this. It feels like a random video, but yeah, it's talking about where I'm at and jargon that you might hear and need to know as a business owner as you're bossing up. So let's talk asset. As I keep saying asset, you're probably thinking an asset. Some of you know what that means, some of you don't. Assets add value. So if somebody has like stock, or they have property or whatever, all of those are assets. All of those could be used as collateral in the event that they needed to do this loan or that loan. They could literally use their property as collateral. So in the end of the day, that's where I literally will refer to assets. As assets can be things that you have on a monetary basis, but assets can also be as an individual. As an asset, for example, as an individual, I have several degrees that do several things, several degrees that have the opportunity to get me to several different positions. I have those types of situations, right? But I also have experience from the positions that I've worked. I have licensures from those are assets. Why? Because they can further myself in a company. Those might not be assets that you can say, hey, I'm educated, and then go to the bank and be like, can you use my education and my brain to be able to pay the mortgage? They're not going for that. But assets in the bank, or assets in the stock in companies and things like that, that's a different form of an asset, but those are still assets. They add value. They could basically be utilized in the event that you need it for something. Liabilities, on the other hand, don't want to be a liability as a person, because a liability takes away from something, right? A liability is an extra thing that has to be taken care of. If you're a liability on the job, that means you're not an asset. To be an asset adds value. So as a liability, you're not adding value. You're taking value away, whether you're always late or you can't sell, so you never really even pay for your position or anything else in a company. And liabilities, don't nobody want a liability around them. As a friendship, as a relationship, liabilities do not offer anything but a headache, okay? Look at it like that if you don't understand liabilities. Now then, when you look at liabilities on a business standpoint outside of an individual, you're thinking, okay, so if you're going to go get a home or something like that, and you really don't have any assets and things like that, and you have all of these different things you have to pay, you're a bit risky. You might be looked at as a liability more than an asset, because it's looking like this person might cause us a little bit more harm than we care to take the risk of. Therefore, they're going to have to put a larger down payment. Therefore, they're going to have to put, is risky. It's a bet, right? So assets and liabilities is almost like, look at stocks and dividends. Stocks are risky. They may have a better return, but that's a bet that you have to take. Same thing with people who might be have liabilities and things like that, who want to get a property. It's like, are they going to pay because they have X, Y, and Z, or this doesn't look good? But who knows? It's a gamble you take, because that person who had that bad passive credit might be perfect now, but you don't know. It's a gamble. But then it's like dividends. Dividends yield a market rate interest, right? So if dividends are creating interest, then it's almost a thing of like, okay, there's interest being created with dividends, so that's a positive thing. If I know that I have a sum of money in this account every single month, if I have that sum of money growing, so will the dividends, right? So if the dividends are growing, the money is growing, the asset is furthering. So it's that same type of, you have to look at it like that. So in business, you always want to be an asset. This one guy, he could not stand, I used to sell cars, he could not stand hearing me and my coworkers say, we know we were assets. We were young, but we were hip to our value already in a company as an individual. And then the company would get upset because I wasn't hanging with other people on my lunch break other than him. And he's like, well, why do you always hang out with him? Y'all are supposed to be hanging out with other people there. Y'all are supposed to be the leaders. And it's like, wait a minute, we're leaders, right? But we're not going to be trying to lead people who don't even have an aspiration to want to even be better than their self now. If you're not trying to be the greater version of yourself, what are we trying to lead? So we had people who literally would not do the job. They literally would sit on the clock, eat up the clock, wouldn't produce, wouldn't. So the ones who wanted better, those are the ones we took under our wings. And we're like, look, I can only help you as much as you want to help yourself. So if you're clearly stating out of your mouth that you just want to eat the clock up or da-da-da-da, I'm not wasting my time on you, leader or no leader. Because at that point, we're done. We washed our hands. So they're like, why do y'all only go to lunch with each other? First of all, your turnover is like this. We're the ones who, your business failed. Your business closed, failed, opened under a new name. We were able to keep y'all's business afloat because we were such good sellers. Without our education, or not even education, without our sales ability, this company would have like flopped long before they flopped. So it was just that thing of like, we were keeping y'all afloat. Y'all didn't even pay us to keep y'all afloat well enough. We always was questioning our check. Y'all had a problem that we hung out with each other on our lunch breaks. Our lunch breaks would be filled with laughter. Our lunch break would be filled with like, bro, so what do you think I should do with this dude who I'm trying to sell? Da 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 da. It was those conversations. We were trying to talk about business when we weren't talking about the job and we were young, and we still were like this. So my thing is, you can't be flocking with everybody. Birds of a feather flock. Like, if you're trying to be basic and I'm trying to be scaled up here, I can't hang with you. It's nothing about, oh, she's conceited, she's arrogant, she's condescending, a lot of people won't think that about you if you're confident. When you're confident, everybody thinks everything negative about you if they don't have the same mindset. People with similar or same mindset as you are going to be like, look, I might not be where you're at, but I feel you. People with the same mindset are going to be like, exactly speaking my language. But people who don't got nothing going for themselves, oh, she condescending. The vernacular that she uses when she has to be professional, she talks to us like we're idiots. No, baby, that's just me speaking professionally. Now, if you need me to bring it down on a more elementary level so we all can understand, just say that. But don't sit here and act like somebody who is confident is, you know, all of these different things simply because they hold themselves to a standard. And that's the problem. A lot of people, no, I'm not going to say a lot of people, some people don't hold themselves to a higher standard. And because of that, you look like you're doing too much when you do. I'm the type of person where somebody be like, hey, we're going to do this, we're going here, whoopie woo. And I'm like, well, I'm not going if I don't pass this test that I have set up for this day. Done it. Been there, done it. And granted, I have passed tests that I've said that about, so I was able to proceed and go do these events with my friends and all these things. But your girl was like, we ain't doing it. So, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's pretty much where I'm at when it comes down to that. But yeah, I'm not, no, there's nothing you could say that's going to convince me otherwise to do what I'm not trying to do. So let people sit there and treat you like you goofy. Don't let people sit there and treat you like you goofy. Let them sit there and just be who they are, and it'll reveal. So like I said, I'm not trying to please people. I know where I want to be. I know where I want to go, and that's what it is. And I don't feel bad for wanting what I want and doing what I need. It is what it is. Oh my gosh, her real hair is long. I had no idea her real hair was this long. Wow. Okay, Sis's hair is long. Sorry, y'all, I was looking at this post. When I be doing these little TikToks and reels and stuff, I be cracking back up when I look at my videos, because where do y'all be coming up with some of this stuff that I be doing the TikToks on? And girl, I don't know. Where's my other phone? I think it's out there, but anyway, yeah, so I wanted to make this video, let y'all know my boss up routine is personal, okay? I don't care who's not on board, I'm on board with me, and that's all that matters. So I've been just trying to give you guys insight on what I have going on when it comes down to my beauty line. If you shopped Krillisa Victoria, then you already know Beauty by Krillisa. I still have some of my old like stickers on here that I'll be adding for some of my products until I get new ones. But yeah, I am bringing my beauty line back into existence. So if you're not shopping, then you need to. I ripped this out of my other notebook. I know that's pretty random, but it's like a lot of affirmations that I'm actually going to start using in my current notebook. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, I'm like, I have books next to me right now, like marketing strategy. I love, you know, I'm leading in a culture of change, leadership. Like, as a leader, you have to read, you have to do things like this. Nobody tells a leader what to do. That's why leaders are born, they're not made. Leadership is innate. So if you, like in school, do you think the teacher got to tell you to read summer books? No. Like, go ahead and get ahead of material on the summer. Or, you know, do your teacher have to tell you, hey, if you want to get an A on your test, you're going to have to do extra more than the homework, you know, just for practice? They shouldn't have to tell you that if you want to be better. So for me, it's like, even investing in real estate, like, this is a good book. I have a lot of good books that I've had for a long time that I'm going to be going back through and rereading and sweeping through some of the text, just because I think that there's a lot of good material in these books. I also have I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. I have Making Business Decisions. What is the other one? Rich Dad's Guide to Investing. I have so many books. The Art of Leadership. Things like that. Millionaire Mind. Or Millionaire Thinking. Yeah, I think it's Millionaire Mind. I have so many business books, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to just be back tapping into the content that I already have. Tap into the books and the readings that I already have. And I'm going to be furthering myself that way. Today's goals are to work on sending some properties out to a few people. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have about 3 to 4 people who may be looking for rental spots in a little bit, not necessarily right now, but the new year. And then I have I have about 2 to 3 people who might be looking for homeownership stuff. My belly's growling. And it's all exciting because all of these potential parties are now going to be looking for these properties and things like that under my company. So that's one of the biggest things that has just been so great as a broker right now, is I'm building my business from the beginning, from the bottom up. I am not someone who just was handed this business. I worked very hard to pass my test and get to where I'm at right now. And the simple fact of me actually starting to see the reality of what I've worked so long and so hard for, the vision that I seen so long ago starting to manifest itself, it's like, baby, period. So now when I'm looking for these properties, I sent somebody some property the other day, and when I looked back at the email to make sure that the properties had sent, I read the email and it was like, it said my company name as the, I said, when your dreams become your reality, and it's like, I know that I am not where I want to be, and I know that I'm about to scale this business, but I definitely know that I am exactly where I should be according to me hustling. That's why I always say good things don't come to those who wait. Good things come to those who work. If you think it comes to those who wait, you're going to be waiting for a long time. But if you get up, you do the work, you make it happen, it's all going to align the way that it's supposed to align. So that's what I'm doing. I get excited every day when it comes down to just, I feel like my business is a project and I'm constantly innovating. When I was doing my master's in business, I was actually going to get my concentration in it. My concentration was going to be a master's in business with a concentration in innovation. I took a lot of innovation courses. Rest in peace to the professor who actually passed away who taught those courses. But I switched my concentration from innovation to general master's in business, like general business, simply because, one, it's a broader field, but two, I could finish my MBA program at the time earlier if I dropped down to just the general, because I had all the courses already in place. But innovation would have made me take like a few more classes, wait another semester or two, and I wasn't going for it. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just going. The MBA in itself is master's in business, so you already know you're trying to do your business-ish. So for me, it was what it was. So I am going to be utilizing these different industries that I have degrees in, because you guys know I have my minor in sociology, I have a bachelor's in criminal justice, I have a major, not a major, I have a master's in business administration, master's in law, doing a doctoral program right now in strategic leadership with a focus in entrepreneurship. And then I also have my broker's license. I'm also a notary. The list can keep going on. I'm not saying this to boast, but I'm trying to let you know that same thing we talked about earlier about assets. Those are assets for me. In each of those industries, I literally can pull out something right now that can benefit my business right now. And you know what that's going to do? Those are going to be added things to my business as time comes. So it's just I'm super grateful for being so witty as an individual and such a tenacious individual. I know I'm very hard on myself, but I'm also very proud of myself and where I've come. So I think right now, the biggest thing is your girl gotta get back fit and fine, babe. I gotta get back to that, because I feel like the way that you look is the way that you feel. And lately I might be looking cute, but I'm not feeling, I feel like I need to drop some weight. I feel like I need to, and I'm not saying this because of society's norms. I'm saying this because your girl knows herself. I'm trying to drop some weight, monitor it, do what I need to do, get back fine, get back the way I need to get back, right? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna be cute. So I feel like I'll be able to wear my brand a lot more when I put myself in a position to, you know, do that. So I am super excited about that. Like I keep smiling because it's so crazy to know that you've manifested this. You put it out there. You said you're gonna do it. You've had affirmations. Y'all, I've had so many moments that literally led me up to this moment that I could cry right now, because it is just literally a blessing to see how far your girl has come. And it's like I've always known it to be, but it's really beginning to be what it is. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah. So super excited. I feel like there's something I'm supposed to be doing. I was supposed to pick that up today. I gotta write out a to-do list, business stuff and stuff like that. But yeah, so I know this video is a little bit long, but that's pretty much where I'm at as I'm bossing up as a broker. That's asset liability talk, where I'm at. So I'm excited about where I'm at right now, and I will be working on a lot of procedures that are going to take place within my brokerage. So that's where I'm at right now. Trying to think what else is there. I feel like it's so much. Yeah, I have a lot that's going to be in store. That's why I have to get back healthy, and I'm healthy now, but I have to get back like weight loss goals, routine and stuff like that, because I have so much that I'm going to put out, so much that I have to put out, and it's been a little hard right now because your girl gotta get a routine, and my routine has been poop. It's been offset all the way. So I'm gonna start just getting myself aligned with the goals and the things that I said that I want to do, and I guess we're going to go from there. So make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe. This video will be about 30 minutes. Follow me on Instagram at Curly's Victorious, for the exact same way as my name, as my YouTube name, and I will see you beautiful babes in the next video. But let me get back to the portion of the vlog.